This is episode 98, April 12, 2019. I'm Philip Koerper. This is the Philip Koerper Show. I wanted to start off with Alan Dershowitz. He talks about Julian Assange. And this is from The Hill, is Julian Assange another Pentagon Papers case? As I've been reading up on Julian Assange and listening to the commentary, he's pretty much got a bipartisan non-support from Republicans like Ted Cruz and others and Hillary Clinton even, who are really upset the way Julian Assange, the founder of WikiLeaks, released information from Bradley Manning. Bradley Manning stole, or sometimes known now as Chelsea Manning, stole all this information from the United States. He was a United States Army intelligence analyst. And so there's some question whether Julian Assange used Chelsea Manning and helped her break in with the password to steal all this very top secret information. Okay, this just a huge breach here. So this is Alan Dershowitz refers back to the Pentagon Papers. Okay, and so this was released in 1971. So this is about a bunch of information about the Vietnam War. And so the Supreme Court ruled that the New York Times had the right to release this classified material, but did not say they couldn't be prosecuted. So that was the difference. And the New York Times did release the Pentagon Papers, and they were not prosecuted. So Alan Dershowitz is making the argument that probably quote, the same result would probably follow if Assange were prosecuted for publishing classified material on WikiLeaks, though there is no guarantee that prosecutors might not try to distinguish the cases on the grounds that the New York Times is a more responsible outlet than WikiLeaks. But the First Amendment does not recognize degrees of responsibility. When the Constitution was written, our nation was plagued with irresponsible scandal sheets and broadsides. No one described political pamphleteers Thomas Paine or James Callender as responsible journalists of the day. Go on, Alan Dershowitz says. It is likely, therefore, that a prosecution of Assange for merely publishing classified material would fail. Moreover, Great Britain might be unwilling to extradite Assange for such a political crime. But this is why prosecutors have chosen to charge him with a different crime of conspiracy to help Manning break into a federal government computer to steal classified material. Such a crime, if proven beyond a reasonable doubt, would have a far weaker claim to protection under the Constitution. The courts have indeed ruled that journalists may not break the law in an effort to obtain material whose disclosure would be protected by the First Amendment. So there's an argument, is WikiLeaks a media organization or not? Alan Dershowitz thinks that, yeah, it's probably going to be considered. Okay, so this would be a freedom of press. But again, it's not freedom of the press if you break into someone's office and then you reveal all that information. No, that's criminal. So there's a debate here. The ACLU is defending Assange. So it looks like they're trying to extradition to the United States. So anyhow, we'll see how that goes. And so I do believe, after what I've read here, that, hushing critics, just because you don't like what they're revealing, I think is very dangerous. Of course, revealing, the Army's top secrets, no one likes this, okay? But like the Pentagon Papers, they revealed a bunch of different stuff, and they were stolen by the Rand Corporation and given to the New York Times. So it looks like there is going to be freedom of the press, and I'm going to kind of come down on freedom of the press. And we're going to talk a little bit about that here later with Michael Knowles. I did want to cover this great American Spectator article by Dov Fisher about how President Trump should never publicly release his tax returns. Okay, this is really good. And so really, what is the reasoning, for Donald Trump to release his tax returns? And so the Democrats are mainly using the excuse that, maybe he's got a secret alliance with some foreign entity. John Brennan says he's treasonous, that he's a traitor. So what is going on here? Is that going on? So Fisher makes the argument that maybe before he was elected president, his tax returns might reveal some of his allegiance. I actually kind of disagree a little bit. I would rather just have our political figures have more privacy and let us figure that out. So he makes the argument that, by the way, he says, Trump was elected and now has been in office for more than 2 years. If the Democrats' argument is that his tax returns of years ago will reveal financial interests repugnant to America's primacy, consider first their main daily criticisms of him. They attack him endlessly for using the motto, America First. America First, what a beautiful sounding expression. America First, yet they equate that term with white nationalism, even Nazism. They hate terms like America First in an age when their darling Obama began his presidency with a worldwide apology tour seeking forgiveness for American exceptionalism. And I'll close my show with a scripture about forgiveness. By the way, America is exceptional and well en route for even greater again. But what of Trump's financial interests laden deep with his returns? Would they reveal conflicting loyalties? Even John Brennan's accusation of treason? So Fisher looks at consider countries of the South. Well, Donald Trump's put a lot of pressure on Mexico. Sometimes doesn't say a whole lot of great things about Mexico, especially with this border thing. So Fisher brings up renegotiating NAFTA. He's actively cut off aid to Guatemala, Honduras, and El Salvador. He's cut off funding to Cuba, Castro's Cuba. He's going after Venezuela, Maduro's Venezuela. Okay, so it doesn't look like Donald's really enamored with them. What about Western Europe? Oh, he's gone after NATO. He's gone after Saudi Arabia. He's gone after the Palestinian authorities. I mean, this is really baloney. Okay, so he's gone making sure the NATO payments. Yeah. What about the Arab Muslim world? Well, he moved American's embassy to Jerusalem. Oh my. He recognized Jerusalem as the capital of Israel. He recognized the Golan Heights as part of Israel. Closed down the sinister American consulate in East Jerusalem. I mean, oh yeah, you could go on and on and on there. Well, what about North Korea? The major media, they thought, Donald was going to give away the farm. Well, it looks like that sanctions have not been lifted. He's been very tough with Kim Jong-un. What about China? Oh, these brutal tariffs. Oh boy. What about Russia and Putin? Russian collusion. Treason, as John Brennan called it. No, rather Trump has armed the Ukrainians to stand up to Russia in a way that Obama would not. He has jawboned Germany severely over an energy deal with the Russians. He bombed Syria even though Russians military was there. Oh, no evidence. It goes on and on about that. So anyhow, his tax returns, okay, no good. Now, he does mention, it's hilarious, and this Fisher used to work for Jones Day and Atkin Gump, these high-powered law firms. And so, what about Michael Cohen? Okay, well, I mean, Fisher makes the argument that Michael Cohen obviously is a dumb bozo lawyer who you get to do your shady stuff with, okay? Yes, Donald Trump has hired law firms like Jones Day. Sure, gets good, smart advice, services from Jones Day, great law firm. But Michael Cohen is kind of the fixer guy, okay? Not really bright. You can kind of pay him off. I think of him as Michael Jackson had that cardiologist taking care of him. I can't remember that guy's name. I think he's in jail right now. But that was the guy giving him propofol. Okay, that guy was paid tons of money to be a super shady doctor. So Michael Cohen looks like he did some of Donald's shady stuff. Now, is Donald, I tell you what, the Mueller doing this incredible colonoscopy on Donald Trump, it's amazing how clean Donald really is. So I really think that Donald, so much cleaner than Hillary Clinton. So did we have tax returns on Washington and Jefferson, Madison, Monroe, Andrew Jackson, Polk, Lincoln, Teddy Roosevelt? No, we didn't even have the IRS yet, thank goodness. Unfortunately, Woodrow Wilson gave us the 16th Amendment in 1913, so we got stupid income taxes. I am not a big fan of income taxes, and the reason why I'm not is that look at all this personal information you give to the government. I would much rather have like a national sales tax. I think that would be a lot more fair. So what a great argument I think Fisher makes on Donald Trump, and I hope he never reveals his tax returns. Oh, and Donald's been tweeting today. I just wanted to go over that a little bit. This is really good. He tweeted, due to the fact that the Democrats are unwilling to change our very dangerous immigration laws, we are indeed, as reported, giving strong considerations to placing illegal immigrants in sanctuary cities only. The radical left always seems to have an open borders, open arms policy, so this should make them very happy. Of course, Nancy is furious over this, and she thinks this is ridiculous. Donald tweeted earlier this morning, even the Democrats now say that our southern border is a crisis and a national emergency. Hopefully we will not be getting any more bad, all caps, outrageous court decisions. And then earlier he tweeted, Democrats don't like the results of the Mueller report, so now they're trying everything else. He's quoting Doug Collins. They should stop wasting time and money and get back to real legislating, especially on the border. President Obama's top White House lawyer, Gregory B. Craig, was indicted yesterday on very serious charges. This is a really big story, but the fake news New York Times didn't even put it on page 1, rather page 16 in the Washington Compost. Donald says not much better, tiny page 1, corrupt news. Oh yeah, it's really truly amazing. Paul Manafort was charged actually with the same kind of lying to the FBI. And if you compare the coverage of Craig yesterday by the major media, it was like a minute, like minute and a half, like total coverage from the three big CBS, ABC, and NBC. And so if you compare that to the Paul Manafort, of that 60 minutes of news, it was like 20 minutes of coverage. I mean, this is so obvious. The media can care less that one of Obama's top lawyers lied to the FBI, is charged with lying with the FBI, Gregory B. Craig. But when Paul Manafort was charged with lying to the FBI, serious collusion, serious coverage. Donald tweeted yesterday, jobless claims at a 50-year low. He also tweeted this morning, I don't need to know anymore. We're done. Absolutely done. Mueller tried the case. There's no collusion. Okay, quote unquote, Lindsey Grambo. And then Donald said, no matter what we do or give to the radical left, it will never be enough. That reminds me of the Bill Barr. The Democrats are so mad that Bill Barr released this 4-page summary of the Mueller report. I mean, what if he would not have released anything? They would be so mad. Okay, the Democrats are going to be mad. Now, speaking of mad, angry people, Michael Knowles goes to UMKC. I'm from Kansas City, University of Missouri at Kansas City. So it's part of the public school system in Missouri, and it's the Kansas City kind of chapter of University of Missouri. And so Michael Knowles was invited by the Republicans, the student Republicans there, to speak. And the title of his talk was "Men Are Not Women." Okay. I mean, I don't know. That doesn't seem very controversial to me. But Michael Knowles was hilarious. Right when he got to the podium, he was reading off Twitter or something on his phone that the opposition they were rallying, and they were supposed to infiltrate in this little lecture hall, and they were supposed to infiltrate in there, and then they were supposed to silently walk out like 2 minutes like after he gave his talk. Well, that didn't happen. They were shouting him down and mocking him, and Michael Knowles was mocking them right back. I mean, it's really hilarious. If you have time to check it out, it's really funny. But anyhow, this one guy had put a mask on. I don't know where he came from, and he came through the doors, I think. And he had a super soaker, and this was filled with some kind of lotion or something, white substance, and sprayed it onto Michael Knowles when he was giving his talk. Oh yeah, this is classic. And so the police knock him to the ground and try to handcuff him. The guy was fighting and everything. I mean, it's just a joke. And so now he's been charged with assault. A student this is from the Washington Times. A student at the University of Missouri at Kansas City is facing charges after he allegedly attacked conservative columnist Michael Knowles during a speaking event Thursday. Gerard G. Dabu is charged with assault and resisting arrest after he allegedly threw an unknown liquid at Mr. Knowles while he gave a speech titled "Men Are Not Women" at an event hosted by the Young Americans for Freedom. Okay, and so you got to read this statement. Okay, so the chancellor of UMKC puts out this statement. This is just unbelievable. Okay, the chancellor's original statement, Michael Knowles tweeted that UMKC apologized for the physical assault, and then he goes, "Oh, just kidding," and so he quotes the chancellor saying that this let's see, a student group brought a speaker to campus, a speaker whose professed opinions do not align with our commitment to diversity and inclusion and our goal of providing a welcoming environment to all people, particularly to our LGBT community. I mean, golly, just single out the LGBT community. What about the conservatives? I mean, this is a conservative speaker that they paid to come and give a conservative talk, and they shout him down. I mean, what about the opinions? What about the diversity and inclusion of conservatives? I mean, this is just ridiculous. Why do we have to celebrate this creepy culture of the left? I mean, yes, we will tolerate it, of course, but why do we have to celebrate it? And why is the UMKC defending this? It's unbelievable. Upon learning of this speech, this is the chancellor. Upon learning of this speaker's visit, members of our UMKC community responded in the best way by organizing and conducting a counter event across campus Thursday afternoon, focusing on positive messaging. So anyhow, and then he says about diversity and inclusion. And even during the speech, some peaceful protesters stood and expressed disagreement with speaker's views. Now they weren't supposed to do that. They were supposed to be taken out. Okay, the heckler's veto. So the chancellor doesn't even criticize that at all. Then, unfortunately, some others crossed a line. UMKC must maintain a safe environment in which all points of view, even extreme ones, are allowed to be heard. Okay, the bias with this chancellor is just, ridiculous. Oh, yeah, he goes on, and then that was his initial little report, and then he goes on, and he says, last night our campus witnessed a collision of two principles that we steadfastly support: the right to free expression and the right to civil protest in response to views we disagree with. The evening's events laid bare deep divisions that exist in our society today. Oh gosh, this is so divisive. Divisions that UMKC works diligently to address through education, support, and commitment to our values. Oh, brainwashing. Okay, brainwashing. Okay, you either agree with the left or silence. Silence, you fiends. I mean, that's all they care about. A student group brought a speaker to campus, a speaker whose professed opinions do not align with our commitment to diversity and inclusion and our goal of providing a welcoming environment to all people, particularly to our LGBT community. I mean, okay, so the university's leftist, right? They're going to believe in all the leftist doctrines and stuff. Oh, the conservatives, people on the right. Oh, no, they're not a part, okay, of our commitment to diversity and inclusion or welcoming environment. I mean, this is so one-sided. This is so nauseating. Unbelievable. Upon learning of the speaker's visit, members of our UMKC community responded in the best way by organizing and conducting a counter event across campus Thursday. They love activism. Oh, the left. Oh, they love activism. Activism. Oh, and they said that they were across campus and focused on positive messages about diversity and inclusion. Oh, just LGBT rights and all that crap. And even during the speech, some peaceful protesters stood and expressed disagreement with the speaker's views. That's not peaceful. Okay, no. Are you kidding me? It's very triggering. Those guys are really triggering. I mean, I was listening and watching this. This is triggering, the things they said. It wasn't peaceful. They were interrupting the speaker. I mean, and Michael Knowles said there's a question period at the end, and that guy would go first, the guy griping all the time. Oh, no. He just interrupted him. Was this chancellor did he even see the video? This is so annoying. He's wrong. He's totally wrong. Then, unfortunately, some others crossed a line. UMKC must maintain. Okay, he won't even talk about what they did. Assaulted Michael Knowles is the charge. Assaulted. Oh, no, he won't even mention that. UMKC must maintain a safe environment in which all points of view, even extreme ones, are allowed to be heard. An individual has been identified as UMKC student, attacked a speaker and others. Okay, here he finally says it. Others by spraying what then was an unknown substance, but police had no choice but to react as if the substance was in immediate danger. Tests later revealed, yeah, you don't just spray somebody with stuff. I mean, tests later revealed, and the guy resisted arrest, by the way. Tests later revealed the substance to be a lavender oil and some other non-toxic household liquids. The individual was arrested and has been charged with assault and other violations. Oh, resisting arrest. A campus disciplinary investigation is underway. Here's where we stand as we move forward after this incident. We remain absolutely committed to the rights and well-being of all of our members of our university community, especially our students. Our absolute commitment to diversity, equality, inclusion. And yeah, there we go. Those are the three stupid words that mean nothing except liberal activism and leftist ideology. Diversity, equity, and inclusion, and the equal rights of members of the LGBTQ community remain one of our, that's the rights, y'all. That's all you care about. UMKC is a university which by definition must allow the free and open exchange of ideas and opinions, including controversial and unpopular ones. I mean, why is Michael Knowles unpopular? I would say his conservative ideas are more popular. Kansas City, there's a lot of conservatives who live in Kansas City. I think his ideas are more popular than this crazy LGBT made up stuff. I mean, what? As taxpayer-funded public university, UMKC is also required by law to strictly enforce the First Amendment right to free speech for all. Oh, yeah. I mean, look, they're really bummed out about that. That's a real bummer that they have to do that because most of these universities don't even let Michael Knowles even arrive on campus. No, he's too divisive. He's not. It's like Google, right? It doesn't go with our policies. You know, we can't have hate speech on campus. Oh, wow. Our expectations for students, faculty, staff, and visitors, and that we each express ourselves in ways that are respectful of others and faithful to the statement of values. I mean, yeah, he doesn't call out the protesters. Oh, he encourages them. Oh, they love this activism. Anyhow, there you have it. It's what a joke. Oh, going on and talking about jokes. Candace Owens in the Daily Caller gave a great rebuttal. Anyhow, when the Democrats are just this huge mantra, the rise of white nationalism. I mean, I saw some church leaders, some Protestant faiths are having these big seminars on the rise of white nationalism and how we have to deal with it. It's fake news. There's no evidence. There's no evidence that there's any rise of white nationalism, and they're just trying to blame it all on Donald Trump. It's just a farce. Candace Owens gives a great reply to this about, what a farce the Democrats are trying to make in this committee hearing. The rise of white nationalism. The whole thing is just fake. She writes, serious inquiry, what a joke. That hearing was a farce from the very beginning, Candace Owens writes. And all I did was expose it for what it was. The entire exercise was nothing but the opening salvo of the Democrats' 2020 election strategy, which involves getting minority voters to the polls with a combination of fear and bribery, using the specter of white nationalism to smear Republicans, while Democrats call for reparations in the form of government handouts. Oh, yeah. Dead on. Yeah, Candace O, good job. Salute to you. Slow clap for Candace Owens. Well, not such a slow clap for Cortez and Rashida Tlaib. So they're coming to the rescue of Ilhan Omar. Okay. So her remarks last year in March about some people did something in 9/11. She gave other remarks, talking about Hezbollah and stuff. And so she is being criticized. Dan Crenshaw, a rep from Texas, has been criticizing this. Here's your something, 2,977 people dead by terrorism. That's really true, because that is, if you go to that is the number. I think that's an important number to remember. In 9/11 and the previous terrorist attacks at the World Trade Center, 2,977 people were killed. And so they're defending her. And so what do? Oh, it's more of the same thing. Oh, it's just like the UMKC chancellor. Oh, silence these people. Oh, they're being sexist. These are women of color. Oh, they're just going, oh, it's Islamophobia. Oh, no, we cannot criticize Ilhan Omar in her comments about 9/11. We feel like it's being disrespectful. Oh, no, we're not allowed to say that. Oh, no, you are Islamophobic. Oh, yeah, it's like you have some kind of disease, this phobia, this crazy fear of Muslims that we're just all so afraid of them. Oh, this is such nonsense. And this just shuts down debate. Ilhan Omar, she always doubles down. And this tweet is just truly amazing. She tweeted, the people who knocked these buildings down will hear all of us soon. President George W. Bush. I think that's when he was talking with the megaphone on a rubble after 9/11. And then she tweets, was Bush downplaying the terrorist attack? I mean, I don't even know where to begin with this. I get goosebumps. I get chills thinking about President Bush. We were riveted to him because we had just been attacked. Okay, 2,929, whatever that number was, were killed on that day. 2,977 people were killed earlier in like 1993 and 9/11. We're totally, America was in shock over this. I mean, we literally knew we were at war. And President Bush said we were at war. And so he, for him, downplaying the terrorist attack is the most ludicrous thing you would ever say. Oh, we were riveted. We wanted to go kill those bad guys. And George W. Bush, and then she tweets at the end of that, what if he was a Muslim? It wouldn't matter. Does Omar even understand this? He is president of the United States. His religion is irrelevant. Who cares? Wait, I thought religion had nothing to do with the 9/11 attacks. I mean, what? I mean, I am so confused. George W. Bush's religion or his faith has nothing to do with this. And really, it didn't have much the faith of the people who attacked us. We did not care. We wanted to go kill the people who killed us. Okay, we wanted to go kill the organization or the country that just attacked us. We don't care what their religion is. I guess, Elon, you're the only one who cares about religion so much. What if he was Muslim? It's irrelevant. No one cares what his religion was or the religion of the people who attacked us. It's just so dumb. So anyhow, it's interesting. Chuck Schumer, speaking of dumb, he says that the Attorney General Barr, he must retract his spying comments. Okay, Barr says that he thinks there might have been spying on the Trump presidential campaign. All right, so he's looking into this. Oh, and the Democrats are freaking out over this. Oh, and they're saying, oh, Barr, he's just colluding with President Trump. Oh, he's just trying to cover for him. Oh, it reminds me of the Eric Holder when he was questioned about if he was going to leave the administration. Okay, so this is back in 2013. This is a Political article. And he said, Eric Holder, who was the Attorney General at the time, said, I'm still enjoying what I'm doing. There's still work to be done. I'm still the president's wingman. So I'm there with my boy. So we'll see. Oh, he's his wingman. Okay, wow. Okay, so, all right. So you're all mad at Barr. Okay. So, yeah, we all know how Obama and his AG didn't cover him at all. It's interesting. Kevin McCarthy, GOP leader, says he tweeted about comparing the first 100 days of the Dems for the first 100 days of Congress under the Republican control, and that they've been working 11 hours per week here, and then the Republicans, when they were in control, they were working 44 hours per week. Oh, that makes sense. And of course, the Republicans, bills passed through the House, 148, Democrats 119. So bills passed through committee, Democrats 81, Republicans first 100 days 157. Oh, so it seems like the Republicans are just really work a lot harder than the Democrats. So anyhow, I just wanted to close with a scripture from Matthew chapter 6 verses 14 and 15. But if you forgive men their trespasses, your heavenly Father will also forgive you. But if you forgive not men their trespasses, neither will your Father forgive your trespasses. Thank you guys so much for listening. This is Philip Koerper. This is the Philip Koerper Show. More to cover, but I'm out of time. You guys have a great day. You can listen on iTunes or on YouTube on the Philip Koerper Show. Have a great day.